Good afternoon, everyone. So I hope you had a wonderful lunch. And for this session, I'm Tenzin Sonam. I'm an assistant research scientist at Emory Compassion Center, and I work for the Sea Learning program. And we have a separate research unit started within the center led by Dr. Rob Roser. So I'm part of the research team as well as the Sea Learning team. And I also take part in the ETSI program. So I co-lead the ETSI pedagogy unit. So I welcome everyone for this session. So in this session explores the ongoing impact and future sustainability of the Emory-Tibet Science Initiative in advancing science education within the Tibetan monastic institution. Rooted in His Holiness the Dalai Lama's long-standing vision for dialogue between Buddhist contemplative traditions and modern scientific inquiry, ETSI has created transformative opportunities for monastic scholars to engage deeply with contemporary science while preserving the richness of the Nalanda tradition. So let me introduce a wonderful set of monastic presenters and one of our ETSI faculty who will share their stories on the development of science curricula within the monastic setting, the experience of monastic science educators, and the broader significance of integrating contemplative knowledge with scientific learning. So for the first speaker, we have Kachin Rigzin Nurbu. He's a science teacher and director of Science Center at Tashi Lhunpo Monastery. He's originally from Nurbu Valley in Ladakh. He joined the monastery in 1997 and completed a 17-year course of Buddhist studies in 2016. He later earned the Kachin degree and is currently pursuing Geshe Haramba degree. And he's selected as Tenzin Gyatso Scholar for 2017, where he completed 2 years of residency at Emory, and he's currently enrolled in the ETSI specialization phase. I now welcome Kachin Rigzin Nurbu.
Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I would like to pay my deepest respect to His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama, the great compassionate Buddha of 21st century. Most respected Khenrin Bochela and Geshe, venerable monks and nuns, respected professors, distinguished guests, and my dear friend. Today I would like to share impact story of modern education in monastery education curriculum from 2004 to 2026 at Tashi Lhunpo Monastery, where I belong to. This is not a story about science classes. It is a story about curiosity, critical thinking, dialogue, and transformation in monastic education. His Holiness always encouraged the connection between Buddhism and science. He often says that if scientific evidence proves something differently, Buddhists should be open to accepting scientific truth. Because of this open-minded vision, science education become one of the most important changes in Tibetan monastic education, mostly in Gelug tradition. His Holiness wanted monasteries not only preserve Buddhist teaching, but also to help monks and nuns understand the modern world while keeping strong Buddhist values and philosophy. For me personally, this journey began when I was a young monk student. I started learning science in 2004 during my Pranja Paramita class, year 1, with our senior monk. I'm very thankful to my mentor who encouraged me to study science while I was still a freshman philosophy student. At that time, science felt completely new to me. Words like atom, neuron, gravity, evolution, and the Big Bang theory sounds very different from traditional Buddhist philosophy. But slowly I realized that science was not against Buddhism. Instead, it helped deepen understanding. For example, when learning about atom and constant changes inside matter, I tried to understand the concept of impermanence mentioned in Buddhist teaching. Over the years, I saw monks more curious, analytical, and confident in engaging with modern science. Today, science is no longer seen as something unfamiliar in monasteries. It has become part of monastery education. Science education at Tashi Lhunpo Monastery began through programs such like Science Meet Dharma in 2004. The Science Meet Dharma program was supported by Tibet Institute, Rigzin, Switzerland, and continued until around 2011 at the monastery. At that time, science education in monastery was still very new. Many monks had never seen laboratory equipment or studied biology, physics before. Only a few selected monks had opportunity to study or attend science workshop and science pilot program in Dharamsala outside the monastery campus. In the beginning, in our class, we learned basic science topics such like solar system, human biology, matter and atom, energy and motion, and Big Bang theory. But the real impact was much deeper than learning scientific fact. Science introduced observation, experimentation, and evidence-based thinking. As a monk trained in Buddhist logic and debate, we found strong connection between science and Buddhism. Both encouraged questioning, investigation, and understanding the reality. Slowly, curiosity began to grow inside monastic classroom. A major transformation came with the Emory-Tibet Science Initiative, also known as ETSI. The implementation phase began in 2004 in a major monastery university, Serra Debung Galden. This became one of the largest science education projects in Tibetan monastic history. Monks become study subjects like biology, physics, neuroscience, and philosophy of science. We learn about evolution, Newton's law, genetics, the nervous system, and so on. I had opportunity to study science during ETSI implementation phase in 2014 at Serra Monastery and later at Emory University from 2017 to 2019 as a Tenzin Gyatso science scholar. That experience expanded my understanding of science and education. I saw how universities teach through research, experiment, case study, and discussion. I also realized that monastic education already has strong analytical tradition that work very well with science. Today, ETSI has sustainability phase and specialization phase, helping science education continue to grow in monasteries beyond 2020s. Over the last 2 decades, the impact science education in monastery has become very clear. One major achievement is that monks can now confidently debate scientific topics in public. For example, last December at Debung Monastery, ETSI monastic scholar present science debate in presence of His Holiness. It was a historic moment that shows how far monastic science education has progressed. Another important achievement is that since 2024, monastic scholars designed their research poster in Tibetan. If I am not wrong, this may be the first time in our community as a historic achievement. And also the person here in library May 2024. Since 2018, science has also become a compulsory subject in Gelugpa Geshe examination. This has created a major impact on monastic education curriculum. Another important development is the scientific writing and publication. Nowadays, many monks write scientific articles and research paper. The Science Center at Tashi Lhunpo Monastery also published its first triennial science journal, encouraging monks to do research and explain scientific idea more clearly. Today, our monks actively participate in scientific conference, ETSI research, ETSI translation program, Tuktam research program, Radon research collaboration with Sonolab. As a researcher since 2019, I have personally observed how collaboration between monks and scientists create mutual respect and learning. Science education has strengthened many important skills among monastery: critical thinking, analytical reasoning, public speaking, communication skills, and research methods. Most importantly, science education has helped younger monks gain confidence in discussing global issues such like climate change, mental health, and environmental sustainability, and so on. At the same time, monasteries continue to preserve Buddhist values of compassion, ethics, and wisdom. This balance between traditional wisdom and modern knowledge may be the greatest achievement of the entire journey in the community. As I conclude, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to His Holiness Dalai Lama, whose vision made this educational transformation possible. From 2004 to 2026, science education has grown from small experimental program into an important monastic learning. I would like to conclude with two inspirational quotes. One from His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama and one from the 10th Panchen Lama. The both Gyawabse mentioned that monastics should study modern science for others' benefit. Thank you very much for your kind attention.